I'm calling Sergeant Andrew Shortill from the Biddeford Police Department about the no trespass issued against me in Biddeford DHHS building from his Biddeford CPS person. I know this is wild, but here we go.
Dispatch.
Hi, I'm just calling for Sergeant Andrew Shortill.
Your name?
Ryan Michaels.
One moment.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Please continue to hold, and we will be with you shortly.
Thank you for waiting. We apologize for the inconvenience and are working as quickly as possible to take your call.
Hello, this is Sergeant Shortill with Biddeford Police.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. What can I do for you?
Right. So you probably already know, but this is Ryan Michaels, and you're aware that the Berwick Police Department served me a no trespass. I think they gave me your number to call, so I assume you're the one that gave it to them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a few questions regarding that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So who specifically requested the no trespass order from DHHS?
I don't know. The folks at the Biddeford office spoke with some of their counterparts in Augusta and received that information from some of the higher-ups in Augusta, and I don't know who those people are.
Is that what they told you? They told you that? I guess I'm a little confused by that.
Yes, that is the information that I got from the folks at the Biddeford office.
So what was their stated reason for issuing it against me?
Their issue with you was a combination of some of the behavior that got you trespassed from Stanford, combined with your behavior at the DHS office on the day last week. I don't remember what day it was. I'm currently driving and don't have it in front of me, where they were trying to have a conversation with you, and it's my understanding that you were very upset with them and were being disorderly and carrying on in their lobby. It's also my understanding that you call their office upwards of 100 times a day looking for information that they don't have the ability to give you.
Okay, upwards of 100 times a day. Is that what you said, or what they're saying?
That's what they reported to me.
Okay. So does anything I have to say matter, or is it just whatever they say? Because everything that was just said is very inaccurate, and I can prove it.
Okay.
Now,
I'm happy to listen to what you have to say, but it's not going to rescind the trespass notice. And right now you haven't been charged with anything, so there isn't a whole lot of formal defense that that's required.
Oh, I know that, and that is part of the problem, because these people are using this as a tool to abuse their power, and everything that they just stated about me is wrong, and I can prove it.
Okay.
Now, on 12/3.
Number 8738, there is no address listed on the person on the voicemail.
You still there?
Oh, yeah, I thought you were taking a call. I was just trying to be respectful. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So on 12/3/2024, I went into the Biddeford DHHS office, or not, sorry, the Sanford DHHS office to ask for help to connect with my kids who have been alienated from me for reasons that DHS would not like to talk about, hence why they're doing these things to me. But I went in there to ask for help, and I was met with a no trespass order after having to wait there for 30 minutes. And they had 2 officers come in ready to make an arrest, and they told me I was trespassing. I said, no, I'm not. They said, you were served on 11/22. I explained I was not, otherwise why would I be there? But they looked, they confirmed they were right, so they trespassed me. And so for the last few months, I have been calling, not 100 times a day. I have everything recorded, and you can go online to check it at CPS Accountability Movement on Facebook, because I post everything on there. I am not being unreasonable. I am a 100% disabled veteran who's had my kids taken from me wrongfully and have had the law enforcement and civil CPS and even the court turned against me, and I'm just seeking answers. So when I went to Biddeford seeking answers as to why I was no trespass from Sanford. And you know how they responded? With this: no trespassing me from a DHHS building that I also need other services because I've been laid off too as a 100% disabled vet who has had all this turned against me. They gave me numbers to call, one of which was Nate Oliver, and I called and I got a voicemail. I respectfully wait. I call again. I get nothing but a voicemail. They're ignoring my calls. They're screening my calls. They're being, even one of the workers I have recorded telling me that they follow their superiors blindly and they fear finding out that they're talking to me. I'm telling you, sir, this is a lot of information and I understand that. But CPS is using this as a weapon. There is no reason to trespass me. So what grounds do I have to stand on to fight that? Because I have that whole interaction on Biddeford that they're claiming I was disorderly in the lobby is completely a lie. I have it recorded and I'd like to show you. I need something to fight this because what's happening right now is these people are constantly blackballing me, painting me crazy, and spinning a narrative that's preventing me from being able to have my rights as a father. This is very wrong. Very wrong. And Berwick Police Department's handing out these no trespassers orders to me like candy. And sometimes from people in places I've never met or know. But when I ask for a trespass, I get nothing. There's issues here with the Berwick Police Department. There's issues here with the CPS in Sanford and Biddeford. I'm not going to stop asking. I'm not going to stop calling. I'm not going to stop seeking the answers to questions. It's going to help me connect with my kids and find truth and transparency in what's going on. So after being trespassed from Biddeford, I went to the next closest one, which is in Portland. And you know what they said? They admitted that this system's broken, admitted that everything I was doing was right and to continue. And they said that they were embarrassed. Or I don't even think the word embarrassed, but they were definitely standing against the actions of their counterparts. And that's their word, which is both Sanford and Biddeford. I went in just asking to talk to somebody. That's all. And this is what they do in response. This is unlawful. And I don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me like if you found a place that you can get what it is that you need, that may be the best place for you.
Right, sir, but I don't, because they couldn't help me there either, because they told me, here, you call the ombudsman. The ombudsman is the only people that hold CPS accountable through their own, quote, unbiased, investigations. Well, unfortunately, they're biased too, and they're shutting me down. I've been reaching out to the governor. I've reached out to every single legislator in the state of Maine. I'm getting nothing. I am a father without his kids. I haven't seen my kids since Father's Day of last year. And the only reason I don't have my kids isn't because CPS took them, but they nefariously acted. And I can prove all of it. And I know that there's no proof or no point in, unless you want to, I would gladly tell you everything from beginning to end, but you might want to pull over because it's a lot. And I don't know that that's appropriate. But all I know is that I have exhausted absolutely everything that I can. And I'm telling you right now that the truth, if people would do their job and investigate this, pulling the string of truth as to why I was no trespassed on Sanford and now why I'm no trespass from Biddeford is showing a blatant abuse of power from people that I can't report because the ombudsman's refusing to help me and the governor's refusing to answer me. There is zero, I really want to show you, sir. I want to show you the video of what happened that day in Biddeford, and you will agree with me that these people are abusing their power and they're wrong. And there were 10 other people, roughly, that were there that noticed it. It was not me. It was them. And I even have people commenting on these videos because I'm putting them out everywhere because truth and transparency matter and I'm being silenced. This is what this is. This no trespass order is a 100% piece of proof of their abuse of power. I was just seeking someone to speak with. That's all. I didn't act out. I was calm. All of the 100 calls a day, you told me they just told you that. I will give you all of my phone records. That is a lie. So I'd like you to, I don't know if it's in an official writing somewhere.
The volume of calls really isn't at issue here, because I asked if that was something that they wanted help from me to address, and they said that they did not want help with that at that point. So the volume of calls was brought up, but that's not really the primary thrust of the problem.
No.
When I responded to DHS the first time, when they called when you were there, and by the time I drove over there and got there, you were already gone.
Do you know why?
The other people in the...
Because when they asked me to leave, it was in the middle. It'd be easier for me to show you the recording, because everything they're saying is wrong. I was gone because I'm not being a problem. They asked me to leave. I'm going to leave. All I did was, before I left, is I asked who I can talk to. She said no one, ever. And I know it doesn't matter, the quantity of calls doesn't matter, but it does matter, because these people are telling a law enforcement officer things that aren't true, quote, 100 calls a day. And it does matter, because guess what that did to you? That shapes your perception of me. And everyone's perception of me has been shifted because of the actions that CPS is taking, and none of them are found in fact. None of them. Hence why I'm reaching to the governor. Hence why I'm reaching out and trying to find an answer to why I was originally no trespassed. This doesn't make sense. A guy who's no trespass should have an understanding as to why, right? But no one will give it to me. No one. What they say matters. And so if they actually told you that, I want that in writing so that I can disprove it, because it matters that they're lying. This system, CPS specifically, are able to say whatever they want, whenever they want, do whatever they want. But when it comes to parents who are fighting for truth and transparency, this truth and transparency would paint them as the problem, and that's why they're covering it. And they're covering it with no trespass orders and blatant lies, such as saying I called 100 times. That's not the case. They gave me the number to Nate Oliver, and I have that recorded too. They told me to call him, and I did. And he never called over weeks and weeks. This is a problem, and I don't know exactly how to solve it, but how do you solve a problem when you have people, a government agency like this, that's spewing a bunch of lies to police officers, and I quote from Officer Shortill from Sanford PD, saying that if any business for any reason can no trespass anyone, and they will enforce it blindly, which is what's happening. But I'm making these officers who are serving this to me aware that this is a problem, and when they serve me this no trespass order, you can look at that too. I have that recorded. The officer gave it to me on Friday, and as soon as I asked him a question, he walked away from me. And I told him, you're going to walk away from me, but you're serving me this paper, and it's unlawful because what's being said is wrong, and I can show you a video. And he didn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to see it. He just wants to serve papers. Again, this is the third no trespass order I've had against myself for no reason at all, and no one will answer. No one. People can't, they can do this because they are. They just did. But I'm telling you right now, can you please look at the video I'm showing you of that interaction and tell me if there was a problem with it?
How is it that you would like to get that video to me?
I will drive to see you if you'd like. I know you're in Biddeford. I'm in Berwick, but I'll make a trip. I made a trip there just to seek an answer. I'll make a trip to show you and prove this is abuse of power, because it is. It really is. And I'm stuck, sir. I'm not against officers. I'm not against the court. I'm not against CPS. None of that. But I'm an Army veteran, an Air Force veteran, and I understood leadership. Loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. And it takes a whole lot of personal courage to go through this, sir. I'm telling you, because I'm innocent. I'm innocent, but because I know the truth, and my story would hold these people accountable. I'm after CPS reform because it's needed. Because this reality right now shouldn't be happening, and I just need your help.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what help I can offer you, because it sounds like the primary complaint that you have is well outside the scope of my influence.
Understood. So, and that's why I want to keep it focused on just this, though, so we can keep it focused on why was this trespass order given to me. I would ask them to give it to you in writing. If they told you 100 calls a day, I need all of that, sir. I need everything that they said because
that's not typically how this works. So, if you want to drive to Biddeford and you have some video to show me, I'm happy to look at it. I'm working till midnight, and we can. I'm currently sitting in the McDonald's parking lot trying to catch one of the managers there before they leave for something else. So I don't have a ton of time to chat with you right now, but if you want to come to town and we can chat about this further later this evening or later in the week. What's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be back to work Friday. So if today doesn't work and you want to chat on Friday, then we can chat then as well.
Okay. I mean, is there a specific time that works for you? I know you're there till midnight, but I can go whenever.
Yeah, my shift is 1 p.m. to midnight, and because of the unpredictable, fluid nature of patrol work, I can't make any guarantees that when you get here, I won't be tied up on something just because of how calls for service work. But if you have a particular time in mind that works best for you, then I can make every effort to not be involved in something at that time to maximize the chances that when you get here that I won't be tied up on something I can't walk away from.
No, I hear you, and I know you got to go, so I won't keep you on here too much longer. But I know that you said that this isn't typical, but I need you to understand that this whole situation is not typical, and we have to understand that, because if not, I'm just pushed to one system, to another system, to another system, and everyone hears my story, but it's all, quote, over their head, just like you said. I'm not holding that against you, but that's why we should keep it within the realm of what you can do, because I'm telling you, they served me this with no lawful reason. And it's an abuse of power. And I know it's not typical to get notes, but is there any way you can get in writing what was said? Because if you get me what's right in writing, what they said, I can in writing prove it wrong, and that's where I can go to these other systems. But other than that, it's hearsay. And courts don't take my word as to what police officers say. They don't, and you know that. I need something showing what they said to you, because I'm telling you that it's all a lie, all of it. And I can prove it, but I need it to be said first and not behind closed doors to an officer who they're getting to no trespass me, who can't help me. Does that make sense? I'm not taking it on you personally.
Well, I'm not going to go collect written statements from every member of DHS that had involvement in this, because that's way outside the scope of normal practice for trespass notices. But if you want a copy of the field interview report that I wrote to attach the trespass notice to, you're welcome to request a copy of that from our records division. If you want to request, whatever, cruiser video or body cam video is available for that, you're welcome to, make a request for that through the appropriate channels at the police department, and use that to whatever end you need to use it for. So,
okay.
I can offer you what I can, but there are some limits to that, and we can talk about that at a later time.
Okay, well then I'll end it on this then, because I will do that. Do I go through the police department for that records division? Just walk in and ask, and they can take me from there, or?
Yep. When if you make a trip to Biddeford to meet with me, that's on a weekday. Typically, kind of, I don't know when the records people work, and so you may have some better luck, chatting with them over the phone first, and speaking with our records folks about obtaining copies of police reports. Then, once with the number for that, then they should be able to assist you in getting a copy of that you can have and peruse and do whatever you need to do with it.
Okay, so then my last question, I'll let you go then, is I'll do that, and I'll actually go. I'll aim to be there at 4 today. So I don't know if you can try to make that work, but I'm about an hour away, so I can head there at 4. Okay. But I know you can't seek down all of these people, but how about just one? Just one. Her name's Jean Hayes, and that's the person that gave this to me. She's the person that kicked me out after a single sentence. And she's there at that office. So I think it would make sense that the one person, Jean Hayes, that kicked me out, that if you can, ask for a written statement. Because you have enough information to know that I'm telling you that this is unlawful. I mean, I'd risk going to jail for the rest of my life if I'm wrong, because I know I'm not. because this is wrong, and I'm telling you that if you got a written statement from Gene Hayes, I think it'd be very telling, and I could really use that.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So would you like me to meet you at the Biddeford Police Department at 4 today?
Yeah, I'm out and about running some errands and trying to collect some evidence for other cases. But I'll make every effort to be back at the police station around 4, and we'll go from there.
Okay. And sir, I know you're busy. I don't mean to downplay this or make your life hard. Just, I wish you could understand what it's like to be in my, I understand, but I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Okay. I know a lot of this doesn't seem typical, but it's not often 100% disabled veteran gets targeted by a governmental agency like we are, like I am now. So, but I'll see you at 4, or I'll hang out there. If I don't see you in 15 minutes, I might give you a call, but I'll just wait there and see what we can do.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And the lady at the Biddeford office, what was her name again?
My name is Ryan Michaels.
No, the lady at Biddeford DHS.
Oh, her name is Jean Haynes, I believe, and I'm going to look that up just in case right now. Jean Haynes, Maine CPS. Yep, Jean Haynes. So it's Jean, and the last name is Haynes, Haynes. And if you'd like,
Okay.
I know you've got other things you got to do anyway, but I'll show you the video so you can see what happened, and then you could, if you can, go get the statement from her, and you'll see when she gives you the statement. You don't have to tell her you saw the video. I'll show you the video, and you can make your own judgment on it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get my stuff done and get back to the police station, and we'll see you in a little bit.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
100 calls a day. See what I mean? CPS can say whatever they want to whoever they want, and it doesn't have to be based in reality. But like you saw Berwick Police say, when I have recorded, is that, well, if CPS got this against you, there has to be a reason, they'll say. Does there? Because they just said I call 100 times a day. You guys can see how many times I called because I record it and put it online. You see how this is all working? How I'm being truthful and transparent, and how they aren't? They can keep trying to hide all they want. But truth and transparency is going to be a right, not a privilege, after I'm done.